What's up, everyone? I'm Giovanni. Welcome to another Cointelegraph AMA show. Today, I have the pleasure to be joined by aelf, an open source blockchain network that offers a complete solution for businesses. And we're going to talk about this project. We have two special guests today, Chi, the PR specialist at aelf, and Ian, R&D director at aelf. How are you doing, guys?
Hi.
Nice to have you on the show, guys. So before we start with the questions, I would like to remind our audience that this is an interactive show. So please don't hesitate to ask any question that come to your mind in the chat. And we're going to ask Chi and Ian about them. So before we get started, also don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel if you haven't done it yet. So let's get into it, guys. First of all, let's give our audience a bit of background of your project. So what is aelf and a little bit of generic information about the project. Maybe Chi, you can start.
Let Ian start.
Okay, I can introduce aelf first. So aelf is a blockchain network empowered by the computing and cloud computing, of course. The whole network is built on our innovative multi-level sidechain structure, which enable unlimited scalability. Each node within our network is an independent cloud computing center. You can see that, and it can carry multiple chains. When data or digital assets arrive at the center, they could transmit from one chain to another chain directly. This is the logic behind our network. Multiple chains, yeah. We developed the underlying framework like aelf Enterprise, aelf mainnet, aelf Oracle, and diversified DeFi protocols.
Yeah, so let me translate what Ian just said a little bit. So what is aelf? aelf is a public blockchain. It's fast, it's cheap, and it gives you freedom. With these three features, we are a one-stop layer 2 solution to breaking the industrial bottlenecks, including performance and the cross-chain function. So first, performance. Our development framework, aelf Enterprise, has the credit to approach 35,000 TPS on a single sidechain and multiplying as many sidechains as needed. So there will never be traffic jams on aelf. With TPS at this high, we could set our service fee at 10 US cents. So users can enjoy our high performance at a very low price. And second, the cross-chain function. We built a versatile oracle that helps retrieve off-chain data and the digital assets. The versatile oracle is opening up the two-way communication among all the projects. And third, we are very proud of our user experience. With our development capability, we can develop diversified DeFi projects so that our users could have a more comprehensive experience with us. So in sum, we own and can seamlessly connect with the existing ecologies. And aelf is safe, it's efficient, it's autonomous, it's stable, it's easy to use, and it's totally transparent.
Thanks, guys. So before we actually get more information about your project, and I wanted to ask you also some information about your team, there is already a question from the audience. Mark Kwan is asking, where can I get one of those dolls? So
Yeah, actually we have many aelfin. This is called aelfin, and yeah, we will.
You can send an email to social@aelf.io and request one. I think it's 100 aelf. I think you need to stake 100 aelf to get this, and we will like mail it to wherever you are in the whole world.
Oh.
Yeah, we're used to do that. Yeah, 100 aelf is okay.
Okay, cool. So we're going to talk about how to stake aelfs later so that people that want to get one of those can get started with it. But first, I want to know a bit more about the background of your team. Can you maybe give us some information about your team's background?
Oh, sure, absolutely. We are founded in 2017 in Singapore. For many years, we are gathering the best developers from all over the world to build the fastest, the most secure, the most user-friendly blockchain system. And we are very confident to say that we have the most ambitious engineers in our team. So everyone in the team has a very unique background and life stories. Ian here, he worked for Microsoft for many years before joining aelf. And when he first learned and was attracted to the blockchain development, he learned Solidity by himself. And we have developer who graduated from Monash University with a PhD degree. And we have our super smart CEO, Hao Bo. He started his crypto journey in 2010, which is very early. So he's very, very experienced. And he's now one of an executive members of IEEE. We have approximately 30 developers in total in the development team. And this genius spent like 4 years to develop and to launch the aelf Mainnet. When aelf Mainnet was launched last December, it was quite clear that the bullish market just came. And that's when we believe it's a perfect time for us to start reaching out to people with our truly good product, our aelf Mainnet. So we start to reach out to more token holders, to developers, to potential platform users, to media, and to more business partners. We started to build a globalized marketing team, and that's approximately when I was recruited. Before joining aelf, I studied and worked in the United States for a couple of years. I had a master's degree in communication studies from the University of Miami. After graduation, I started my journey in the public relations in LA, California. So also in the marketing team, I have colleagues from Russia, from Korea, from France, and I have colleagues from very diversified background information who some of our BD managers graduated from Northeastern University in Boston, United States, and we have a PhD colleague from Canada, a university whose name I cannot really recall, and many, many more.
Awesome. So yeah, it sounds like pretty solid and globally spread team. Also, if you want to know more information about it, you can always check aelf's website, which is aelf.com, if I'm not mistaken, right, guys?
Yeah.
Mm.
Cool.
Oh, by the way, that is our new website. It's very fancy, and please surf on that. Like, I like it.
Yeah. Actually, I also checked it out. Pretty cool. I love the design. Pretty cool website. So yeah. Let's get started with more questions. So let's get more in depth into the project. So you aim to offer a new blockchain solution that is going to solve the bottlenecks that are present right now on the market. So what are, according to you, the main obstacles that are still preventing the commercial adoption of blockchain technology, and how does aelf aim to overcome these challenges?
Okay, this is a very good question. And for a very long period of time, the whole team, the whole company has been constantly thinking about this question. However, it's kind of hard for us as insiders and in the shoes of traditional developers who are trying to get involved in the industry. So we hold a series of offline events, including forums, surveys. We reached out to developers, just trying to explore the answer of your question, exactly your question. And here is it, affordability. There are 3 dimensions of affordability. Namely, their learning cost, economic cost, and the opportunity cost. So first, for the learning cost, for a very long time, you need to learn Solidity before developing anything in the blockchain. And Solidity is a unique coding language other than any widely used ones, such as Java, such as C#, Python, and many more. And Solidity is Ethereum exclusive.
Yeah, for the learning cost, basically we use C# to develop aelf blockchain, and C# is kind of similar to Java if you ask any developer. thus a total like 60% or more developers in the developing world can write our smart contract code, which we use C# currently to write the smart contract.
Yeah, in this way, by using Java and C#, we can definitely attract more developers.
Come to join us.
Yeah, and second, economic cost. This is quite simple. Like thinking, like from my personal opinion, if I can send message to my friend via iMessage, via WhatsApp, or where I'm using WeChat more frequently recent days, then why should I send a message with approximately with like $50 gas fee on chain? Why should I? As a normal people, this is a huge obstacle for the majority general.
Yeah, so for the service fee part, and on our mainnet, the service fee is fixed at around 10 cents, and regardless of market conditions. So it's cheaper than a postcard. And okay, we'll go through it later for the service fee part.
Yeah,
continue, please.
Yeah, and third, the opportunity cost. Even until today, we have very limited on-chain scenarios. DeFi emerged and became popular around the age of 2020. And most people, including me, first heard the concept of NFT at the beginning of this year when an NFT of a CryptoKitties was auctioned for $500,000, if I remember this correctly. And recently, in the months or two, GameFi became a popular topic, but it's just a baby. It's really an infant, I would say. So the examples I offer here indicates a very crucial fact that when developing a decentralized app, you have very restricted paths to choose that leading you to the so-called success.
Yeah, we have thought. So we have utilized our DAO, which is Decentralized Autonomous Organization Management System, to incubate the apps. So far, we have a DeFi and derivative project ongoing smoothly, and our DAO team starts will establish a GameFi team in the near future. Everything I mentioned is invested by aelf, and they will be part of aelf in the future.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, that was a pretty good overview of the main challenges faced by blockchain technology nowadays. I was pretty curious to hear that aelf claims to offer a blockchain solution with illimited scalability. So scalability is one of the three components of this dilemma that is that blockchain is facing, which is made by the scalability component. Then you have privacy, and then you have like a third component. Which was, I think, scalability, privacy, and you guys maybe can add the third component of the scalability of the three lemma faced by blockchain, or maybe. Well, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I think that our audience already get it. So we can talk about scalability. So what is the solution that you offer in terms of scalability? Why? How can you achieve this illimited scalability?
The scalability here, my understanding of this is speed. Is actually the TPS of one blockchain. So remember the structure of our network. It's a multi-level sidechain structure. So each node within our network is an independent cloud computing center, and in which you can add as many sidechains as it needed. So to offer a straightforward view, aelf Enterprise has passed three strict standardized tests from our government. It's an institute. It's called CESI, including performance, functionality, and reliability. The three tests we passed. And the aelf Enterprise has approached 35,000 TPS on a single sidechain. Our mainnet with such more loads TPS on a single sidechain could still reach at 3,000 at minimum, multiplying the increasing number of sidechains. And I think of the module of blockchain, this scalability, and we use some like ACIs, our contract standard, and you can develop your contract in our blockchain. And our code structure is very fair, and it is appreciated by the 12-base team. And I think it's easy to develop to add more modules to our code. So that's all.
Mm-hmm. Thanks. Actually, I just found out about this third component I was thinking about. It's so the blockchain trilemma is decentralization, scalability, and security. So as I understand, you maximize this scalability. You maximize this scalability problem. What about, for example, decentralization? How do you approach the component of decentralization in your network?
We use the depot consensus, and the logic of depot consensus is coded on our smart contract, not like other blockchains. It is hard coded in their chain code, and the logic of our depot consensus is in our smart contract. It's called AE depots, and you can check the code in our Explorer, blockchain Explorer. And it can be updated or upgraded very easily in the future, as long as permanent, and like the block producers of aelf mainnet agreed.
Yeah, and so we have a whole voting system.
Yeah, we have voting system to elect the block producers. Yeah, it's a core intention of depots mechanism.
Yeah, and so far at this moment, I think we have 3 million tickets on our mainnet to voting for certain.
It's nearly 4 million tickets already locked for voting.
Yeah, just voting for different block producers. Yeah, so they're elected like the US presidents.
Democracy. It's a democratic system. So we have another question from the audience here. So they are curious to know about the mechanism of interoperability. So they are asking the biggest DeFi needs are that of interoperability, providing cross-chain interactions and multiple blockchains. How does aelf achieve that?
Okay, it's a cross-chain part, and we'll go through it later. So,
you want to talk about later?
Okay, we can also talk it now. So there are two cross-chain paths on aelf. The first one is the homostructure cross-chain. It is within aelf, and another is hetero structure cross-chain between aelf and the other blockchain projects. So I got started with the first one is the homostructure cross-chain. And the structure of aelf mainchain and sidechain are alike. So when designing aelf blockchain, we have embedded the cross-chain agreement. And with this agreement, data or digital source can easily transfer between our mainchain and sidechains. So this is a homo structure. And when conducting cross-chain transfer between aelf and other blockchain projects, who have a totally different structure with aelf, versatile. We have a versatile oracle. And the aelf oracle can use the organization sorry, I'm kind of nervous. aelf oracle organization can use a relevant tool set to generate any report on the off-chain data containing the structure information of the organization members. The report can be applied to any blockchains that support smart contracts. So in this way, heterostructure cross-chain interaction will be done through the Oracle endorsement. It's like a classical solution for this part. And then the combination of aelf main chain, mainnet, and aelf Oracle extends a two-way network among all the projects within the blockchain industry. So we are capable of expanding the capability of capacity, of projects in need. Yeah.
Thanks, guys. So you mentioned oracles. So as we know, oracles are these mechanisms that connect the blockchain with real-world data. So I was curious to know about this mechanism because these mechanisms are usually relying on off-chain. It's an off-chain solution. So a lot of networks today are providing with these hybrid systems that are not fully on-chain, but they still rely on these off-chain solutions. How does your project work in this respect? Is it like a fully on-chain? All the mechanisms are fully on-chain, or you still rely on off-chain solutions?
Yeah, because if you see the on-chain is for aelf, and the other blockchain products will be the off-chain of aelf. So basically, the Oracle relies on the reputation system. The report itself does rely on the organization member signature. So if the contractor can recognize the signature and the origin data, according to the reputation system, the data can be trusted. So in this way, we move the off-chain data to on-chain, and for every on-chain, we have a reliable off-chain data from the Oracle organization. Of course, you are correct. The Oracle mechanism was aiming at moving off-chain data to the blockchain. But for any blockchain, the other blockchain is also a off-chain data. So we just use this mechanism to moving data from this chain to that chain, and across this is a cross-chain mechanism.
Got it. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So let's go back to the questions from the audience. We have a lot of questions, so it's very exciting. It means that the audience is involved into the project. So
great.
Let's see.
That's great because I cannot see the questions lively. I'm seeing me and you, and I'm not seeing the audiences. So I'm wondering, are they engaging with us?
So I guess maybe you are not too. I'm not sure you are able to answer this question, but people are asking regarding regulation. So we know that you are based in Beijing, right? So how are the regulatory restrictions imposed by China on the cryptocurrency space affecting aelf, if in any ways?
Oh, we worked in Beijing, but the company is based in Singapore, and legal-wise, we are a Singapore company. So the regulatory from Chinese government is on cryptocurrency does not actually focus on us. And currently, based on my personal explanation, they are focusing on the Chinese exchanges, Chinese centralized exchanges.
Not for the blockchain project.
And we worked in Beijing, mostly for the technology part. It's for blockchain technology, and Chinese government
encourage the
technology.
So even with some government projects using the aelf blockchain, we have another name, and we use our techniques to support government's job.
Yeah,
but that is
technical.
another part.
It's just technical thing, not cryptocurrency thing, not money thing.
The current company is in Singapore.
Yeah, it seems that the Chinese government has this two-ways approach on the industry. It is very encouraging towards blockchain technology development, not as encouraging when it comes to cryptocurrencies, exchanges, and so forth.
Yeah.
But let's move on to the next question. So you were talking about service fees on your blockchain. So you claim to be able to keep the service fees on the mainnet to be fixed at $0.1 regardless of market conditions. So can you maybe explain us how you can achieve that fixed service fee on your mainnet?
Okay, this is yes, and this is not a how. This is just firmly written in our code. And you may be curious, like how when you have so large amount of transactions you need to execute, how could you still have the service fee so low? And here is the math. Remember, like 5 minutes ago, Ian was talking about the minimum TPS on a single set chain is 3,000, which means each second, even the transaction fee is fixing at $0.1 US. Each second, we could still charge $300 on one set chain. And we have unlimited set chains, which means like as long as it's needed, we can add more set chains. And this $300 per second is earned by our block producers. And thanks to our performance, we are able to provide super affordable services to the users while gaining enough money to incentive our block producers, our valid backup nodes, our voters and developers within the aelf ecology. So everything thanks to our performance, our super high TPS.
Oh yeah. So here's something I would like to add about the performance. In the past years, two groups of people have trying very hard to fix the performance issue of blockchain. Some of them trying to embed a EVM engine. Unfortunately, EVM today is not strong enough to support the parallel transactions. So in this way, the layer 2 developers are facing challenges in long term of time. Also, earlier in August, Ethereum finished the EIP 1559 upgrade, trying to reduce the gas fee. It turned out the price of ETH was plump, and consequently, the cost for Ethereum users did not actually go down. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So aelf is a totally brand new solution to the real problem.
Yeah, actually, we use a free charge plugin to charge the transaction fee, not a gas fee, and it can be fixed for per transaction. Yeah.
Okay, now I would like to dive a little bit deeper into the cross-chain interoperability solution that you mentioned earlier, because as we know, interoperability is one of the key aspects of the DeFi ecosystem. So the possibility to connect one chain to another. You mentioned the fact that your chain will be also able to interact with blockchains like the Bitcoin blockchain, like the Ethereum blockchain. But of course, there are also many other solutions that offer cross-chain interoperability right now. So what is your competitive advantage compared to all those others? What makes aelf's interoperability solution so unique, if you had to explain it?
Oh, I just explained this question before. So the HOMO structure and the hetero structure, we both support these two paths. And the HOMO structure is like our Crosschain agreement. It is coded at the very beginning of our aelf project. And we use our Oracle mechanism to support the heterostructure cross-chain.
Okay.
as I explained before, as long as the other blockchain support contract. So basically, the Bitcoin currently there's no contract mechanism. We can't support the interaction. But the WBTC it's in Ethereum. We can support that.
Yeah. So
to transfer data.
Yeah, so basically within aelf ecology, we can launch different projects on different set chains. So if different projects was launched as long as they launched within our ecology, they can do the cross-chain interactions as their homo-structured cross-chain. Just like they can just like interact with each other directly because they are homo-structured. They're basically the same. And when we are gonna to like reach out to projects, for example, aelf is gonna to reaching out to Ethereum. At this time, our oracle will help.
Actually, if you did swap your aelf token, your ERC20 aelf token to our native aelf token, your users can choose to use swap.aelf.io. That is a website, and you can lock your ERC20 aelf to a Ethereum contract we provided, and then in the background our aelf oracle, an official organization is working to transmit the receipt from Ethereum to aelf. Then after maybe several seconds or at the maximum 1 minute, you can receive your aelf token in our aelf mainnet.
Yeah, so logically,
this is a cross-chain transfer.
Yeah, logically, it's very, very, very complicated back in the back end because we use aelf mainnet, we use oracle, we use a dozen of smart contracts. But actually, to our users, if any of our audiences has tried to swap aelf mainnet tokens on our website recently, you will know this is just 2 clicks. You need to click lock
and receive
on the left and receive on the right, and that's it.
That's it. You will get the native aelf tokens.
Yeah, and that's how you transfer your digital assets from Ethereum to aelf.
So
2 clicks.
So the oracle mechanism is already in use for swiping.
Yeah, actually, I wanted to get into this topic right after. So the aelf network just a few weeks ago, I think, launched this token swap by which the aelf token, which used to be ERC20 token, so on the Ethereum blockchain, it has migrated to the native blockchain of aelf. So people were invited to swap their old ERC20 token for the new aelf token, if I well understood, right, guys?
Yes.
Okay, and so can you maybe explain better what was the rationale behind this move? Why did you decide to migrate the token to the native network from ERC20 tokens? And what are the functionalities of this native aelf token that you just created?
Sure. As I also explained a little bit earlier, the midnight token swap intrinsically equals to a midnight migration. So when the ERC20 aelf token were replaced by midnight tokens, the token assets will migrate from the Ethereum to our native blockchain network, aelf. On aelf, the coins will be utilized for the practical value. Specifically, there are 3 ways. Well, first, users can use aelf as currency within aelf ecology for fees such as transaction fees, set-chain index fees, deposit, block rewards, and many more. And second, users can hold aelf tokens as delegated consensus liquidity, sharing representative of aelf mainnet. This part is the AE-DPoS consensus mentioned by Ian before, like you can vote. And third, you can participate in the development and governance of aelf mainnet. And for the governance part, here is something I would like to add, as we just complete the initial phase of voting on ELF Midnight. And if you can nicely share the picture, the chart, the return rate chart with our audience. There we go. In the first phase of voting completed by September the 16th, the highest weekly return has approached amazingly 147%, which is a 7,640% APY. And here is the data. Like when you lock up 10,000 ELF tokens on ELF Midnight to vote for the candidate news, and you choose to lock up for three years, the initial phase, which is 7 days. Remember here, it's just a weekly return. The weekly return rate approached 146.91%. So we have a colleague. He staked 10,000 ELF tokens to vote on September the 9th, the first day of our Midnight token swap. He locked his tokens for 3 years. And on September 16th, he redeemed 14,691 tokens as return just in a week. And here he still has his 10,000 ELF tokens staked on our Midnight, which means he could continuously receive dividends every week in the future 3 years. I was very jealous, as the return rate is just so enviable. So I would highly encourage our token holders who has the ELF tokens to carefully think about it, the API. You would probably never ever find any other staking API like this. But do please be reminded the return rate may decrease due to the increase in voting tickets. And you can go to our governance page to stake and to vote.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that sounds like a pretty great initial phase return rate. So
yes,
maybe if someone in our audience never was a token holder for this Ethereum token that you had before, so if you don't have that token, how can you participate in this system? How can you get your hand over the ELF token? Maybe you can explain just like the procedure, like someone can get to participate with this token.
Okay, so the easiest way will be buying Midnight ELF tokens on the exchanges who has already support ELF Midnight tokens. The supportive exchanges now include Upbit, Bitsum, Huobi Global, OKEX, Gate.io. So far, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Bitsum.
Yeah.
Say that. Yeah. These 5 exchanges already support the ELF Midnight tokens. Once you have the ELF Midnight tokens, you can
withdraw.
Yeah, withdraw the Midnight tokens to ELF Midnight to your ELF Night wallet, which is
but you have to create a ELF account using a wallet.
ELF wallet, our ELF
extension.
Yeah, you can
browser extension.
You can search ELF official wallet in Apple Store, I think.
App Store is okay.
Yeah. So you can transfer your Midnight tokens to your wallet, and then you just go to our website just to stake.
Log in and vote to someone, and you will get the dividends maybe a few days later.
Yeah, and if you are a huge fan of non-supportive exchanges, you will conduct the Midnight token swap by yourself. Yeah.
Okay, so basically, if you go to your website, you can decide the time frame you want to stake your ELF token for, right? You can decide to stake them for 1 year or for 2 years, and then you receive your returns accordingly, right?
Yes. And the lockup time is customized, right?
Yeah, it's customized from 3 months to 3 years.
Or you can also click the link in the AMA below. Join our Telegram. Our community manager will be very willing to answer any of these questions.
Yeah. Should be more details.
Yeah.
Awesome, guys. So that sounds exciting. So let's wrap up things with one final question, which is the future of aelf. So, what are the milestones that you hope to achieve in the following months?
Oh, sure. I'll go through it. So as you can see, we have been dedicated to carrying out our works based on our roadmap. And if you can show our audience the roadmap of aelf for this year. Yes, this one. So for the rest 4 months in 2021, we will start to deploy our node election and the sidechain auction. These two things will be the keystones that buttress aelf mainnet into a stabilized stage. And we are trying our best to push things forward. And we sincerely hope the stabilized stage could come earlier. So once aelf mainnet turns stabilized, we'll start to connect a huge number of projects to increase the diversity of our ecology. And we will also spend some time providing a blockchain solution to the traditional industries.
Yeah.
And
so
technically,
I will go to continue this. Plan several versions of aelf itself. Currently, the aelf code version is 1.1.0. So this is the version we use for swapping some native tokens. In the next version, it should be 1.1.1. We'll upgrade the multi-token contract, which is one of our system contracts, and refactor for aelf network module will be done. And at the same time, an NFT contract will be deployed very soon. And we are going to use some new technologies like DAPR to refactor some parts of aelf code to basically speed up the transaction execution into a further place. I mean, the GPS of a single sidechain could be higher in the future. Besides, decentralized storage mechanism and WebAssembly transaction executing environment is also appeared on our roadmap.
Yeah. And you can follow our media, our website, join our Telegram community, and everything will be subject, and they will be published as long as it's announceable. Yeah. Just
Awesome.
just for us to catch up the latest news.
Yeah, actually, I'm very much looking forward to this gaming platform because nowadays gaming is one big part of the DeFi ecosystem, and there are very, very cool things coming up in this field. So, guys, that was an amazing conversation. Maybe you have any final thoughts or remarks that you want our audience to know. You can go forward.
Well, we really appreciate you hearing us for the past 45 minutes, and I hope I have explained the questions clearly. And if you have any questions for me, for Ian, or for the team, please go to our Telegram community, and you can talk to us directly. Yeah, I hope I have give away some useful information. And more projects will be joining aelf very soon. This is a note from my supervisor.
We also know how to stake the aelf token to get one of those puppets. So I think that
she will give you, just join the community, and she will give you guys a very thorough tutorial, hand in hand.
Great. And also don't forget to check out the website, which is a new brand website of aelf. It's aelf.com, written aelf.com. So everyone who is interested, check it out. We'll be looking forward to see the development of your project, guys. Thanks a lot for being with us today.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
I'm Giovanni. I'm Giovanni, your host. Thanks everyone for watching, and see you next time.
See you.
See ya.